All right, everyone, welcome back into another props video. Going to be kicking off this video, touching on some college basketball prop bets. We're getting an okay board today. Not as good of a board as I really would have wanted for college basketball Saturday. A little bit annoying. It does seem like PrizePicks and Underdog have kind of corrected their boards, if you will, really over the All-Star break. It seems like that gave whoever is in charge of those lines for both PrizePicks and Underdog to kind of figure some things out. So we are still getting some good edges, but not as good of edges as I really would have liked. So we're going to be jumping on into that, guys. Starting out here with some PrizePicks prop bets. Now I am using some... I just need to make some slight adjustments while we're live here, like video formatting. There we go. Slight adjustment there. You guys see it. So yeah, let's just start off here with some of the PrizePicks prop bets that we are getting. And I did just want to start with some college basketball prop bets because some of them are probably going to be kicking off live here. But what we're going to notice here is that for PrizePicks specifically, we're really not getting that many great prop bets, which is pretty darn annoying. We're getting some okay edges here for like Louis Jr., Ziegler, for some of these fantasy score lines. But what we notice is that today, especially in terms of prop line differences, typically the spot that we want to be attacking, we're not getting massive prop line differences, which to me is annoying. Now, if we jump on into Underdog, again, sticking maybe more with college basketball as well. Like we're getting a better day, I would say, today on Underdog for college basketball, which typically has been the case. I think most of you guys probably know that by now. That has typically been the case for us, is most of our good edges each day are coming on Underdog, especially for college basketball. So we'll jump on into that a little bit more here. So we got Robbie for under his points. We don't exactly need to get there, but it's fine. You know, the projection data likes the over. But we look at Chase Hunter. Chase Hunter here, we see his fantasy scoreline of 25.5, kind of clearly a little bit too high there. You look at the average sportsbook line, 23.5. You look at the projection data, also, you know, kind of correlates with what we're seeing there. Joshua Jefferson as well. You know, we're getting some good edges here in the sense that the projection data is also agreeing with a lot of these under fantasy scores. Now we look at Alex Carnban, where he's part of the annoying group of players. There's like 3 players where whenever they're popping up on the board, I like to stay away from them. Not I shouldn't say stay away from. Like to attack them more as middle bets, just because for whatever reason they seem to do the opposite of what the good bet is. And typically speaking, you see varying lines with them. So like the PrizePicks line would probably be in this instance at 24. And so we'd be like, all right, that's a good middle. They're off by a decent amount. So interesting spots there. We're seeing Cam Jones for under his points and assists there as well. So wanted to get into those edges first there for you guys. Let's see, are we getting any questions coming in? Yeah, so Andrew calling out as well here. So yes, I probably should have started with that. I don't know, guys. I struggle with the whole self pat on the back stuff. So yeah, we went 3 for 3 yesterday with the PrizePicks flex slip, which was pretty nice, just in the sense that it had been annoying for me over the past like 5 days or so, where the bets have been hitting at their expected rates, you know, about 55% on average, and to not hit a full slip, it was tilting. Obviously, we know it's an odds thing and it's a volume thing, but yeah, it was good to hit that 3 slip bet yesterday. That was pretty fun. Yeah, let's jump on into some more prop bets that we are getting here as well. If you guys have any questions as well, you know, jump on in and get those questions in. So, just for what's worth, guys, yeah, again, much more of a college basketball slate here. Some of these might have went live. I didn't really check. I do plan on getting a freaking time slot added in under the player tab for those games as well. Let's go ahead and jump on into basically everything else that isn't college basketball right now. As we just touched on that, obviously we're going to be attacking some of those bets. So we're looking at Underdog here, guys. And so what we're going to notice is that a lot of the good other bets that we were getting here for Underdog are going to be some esports bets and some soccer bets. So basically these are all middling bets that we'd be targeting. So you're essentially trying to bet both sides of these bets. Got a question. I'll take a peek. We kind of want to be betting both sides of these. And here's an interesting one. This one's off by 3 compared to PrizePicks Underdog, right? That shouldn't be happening. I don't know anything about esports, but clearly that's a decent middle for us there. We got a soccer bet here. We're seeing under shots on target, which basically never happens for Underdog, guys. Underdog typically never gives us good soccer lines. Like they're either like reduced payouts or boosted payouts, and whenever you get standard bets. So that's standing out to me. That's a decent bet there, other than those college basketball prop bets. So some decent spots there, I would say, today on Underdog. We'll go ahead now and jump back into some PrizePicks prop bets. Give me a second here. All right, so yeah, we are seeing Ethan Taylor, okay, under his points. We are seeing some more bets coming in here as well for esports, some more middling opportunities here as well. Soccer, let's see some soccer bets as well. Okay, so we got one. We got one good one here. That's going to be Isaac Romero for over his shots here of 1.5. Let's see, Isaac Romero. Is he not on there? Or is he live already? Am I spelling it wrong? Or they took it down? They might have taken that down already. Or it's live. One of the two. Probably live. Probably live there. Any other ones here? Not exactly. Yeah, I need to get the timestamp added in there, guys. I do. Hopefully soon. We got another question coming in here as well. Appreciate it. Let's see here. Texas, Florida A&M line. So are you asking for like anything specifically? Like I'm not looking at the game lines, but obviously prop bets you're probably asking for. Let's see if I can get that loaded. For PrizePicks or Underdog. I don't think we're getting any good ones actually, to be honest with you. I'm looking right now. Yeah, I don't think we're getting any good ones right now. So I'd probably just stay away from those. Yeah, I'm not seeing any good ones popping up. Now the data is going through its refresh right now, guys. So I'm going to refresh it on my end here and see if we're getting any better bets that are popping up here as well. That has filtered now out those 11 a.m. props. All right, here we go. Let's jump back into it. Yeah, I need to get the time step in there. My bad, Matty Ice. I did it for the NBA tab. I just need to do it for the PrizePicks tab as well. Okay, so they took it off. All right. What am I running with for the Underdog 50% boost? I haven't ran anything out just yet for that or any boost yet for Underdog. I wanted to get the content out to you guys is what happened. So I haven't had a chance. I placed like 3 bets today. So I haven't had a chance to place as many bets as I would like to, which is annoying from my end, but I wanted to go live for you guys. But let's jump back into some PrizePicks prop bets. And on I want to bring up another bet here as well, actually. So real quickly, guys, for betr as well, I've kind of mentioned this a few times. They give daily promotions, so it's kind of a nice spot for us. I want to call out, they have these two right now. I want to call it a PGA bet. That's okay. It's not a bet that I love, but it's not terrible. Like if you guys are placing a bet on, no, stop it. Okay, it'd be Zach Johnson for under 69.5 strokes. If we were to look at this on PrizePicks, it's let's see. It was at 69, which is the correct one. Like chances are it's just going to be a push. Let's just see here. Yeah, it's right here. A lot of people have gotten in on this one. Chances are it's going to be a push. So I did want to call it that one for better. If you guys are betting on there, that's a slight edge that we have. That's probably, to me, the best bet. chances are he's going to shoot 2 under par, which is what that would be. Today is playing a little bit easier today than it did yesterday. As it sits right now, that could be different in the afternoon. I didn't look at weather at all, but I did want to call that out. Yeah, we're getting those 2 discounts on betr as well. And if you guys want to use that, I believe the link's in the description. If you guys want to jump into betr as well. Let's see here. I did want to take a peek at the top prop bet right now for NBA as well, which is Alex Sarr for under his fantasy score. Going against Charlotte, that's an interesting. Wow. Wow, that's a that's a roller coaster ride there for Alex Sarr. Let's see here. So the data is giving him more of a average sportsbook line at 27.4, a projection data at about 29.6. Definitely an interesting line, I would say. This is one of those ones where you bet it and you probably know by the first quarter whether or not it's going to hit or not. Kind of okay with that one. That's fine. Now we are getting better. We're getting more prop bets now for college basketball as well, guys. So RJ Davis for over his fantasy score. That's a pretty darn good prop bet. Look at that prop line difference. That is pretty awesome. Zoom down a little bit for you guys. So yeah, we see this one, guys. So the average sportsbook line for RJ Davis, 31.8. Projection data right on par. Underdog right on par. So we got 3 lines that correlate together. Okay, chances are we clearly see that the underdog line is going to be wrong here. Let's see his game log here as well. Did your guys' PrizePicks app update by chance? Because I feel like that's the first update that they've done recently where I didn't absolutely hate it. Did RJ Davis go live as well? Oh man. Gotta add those timestamps. Damn it. My bad. That's annoying. I'm going to do another refresh on my end, guys. Give me a second here. That is annoying. Yeah, I'm going to do another refresh here. Give me a second. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, that pulled up. Let's just talk some PGA bets as well. So it is interesting, some of the lines that we are gaining here. Chances are most of these golfers are going to be able to get to 5 birdies or better. It's just whether or not you think they'd be able to get over to this 2-6. Like they're all going to be a push, chances are. And I would be favoring the over for them. And so that being said, we see all these lines at 4.5. I actually don't mind those overs. I wouldn't say we need to go out of our way to force those by any means. And let's see what the data is telling us there as well. So the data is kind of telling us somewhat of the opposite, but you're going to notice that some like 4.5 for Jasper Svensson over strokes. Brian Harmon could be looking at the under. Again, the course is playing a little bit easier. So we could be getting to some of those. All right, I'm doing the refresh right now. Give me about 3 minutes here just for it to fully refresh as well. But we'll jump into some NBA here as well. So we got that Alex Sarr bet, guys, for his under fantasy score. Let's take a better dive at that one as well. Minutes are about 28 projected minutes. Okay. Let's see, Ja Morant for his assists. This is an interesting one. So all the data is telling us to do the over. Not exactly a bet that I love to see. Where Vegas is telling us to bet the under. Decent. This is like, if you're betting on other sides, this is a pretty good bet. I would say the other way. Like sleeper, if they're giving us any discounts today, I probably would be looking at probably more of the over here. Let's see. Any other ones? Kind of a tighter board. Let's see here. Jalen Duren, fantasy score, like he gets a good matchup as well. Probably don't want to be betting the under there. I mean, we typically wouldn't. It's only about a 52.7% edge. He has been hit or miss. Did come through for us a couple of slates ago as well. Here, Miles Bridges. This one looks interesting, right? Again, why is it at 8? This is probably a push. What the heck? That's an interesting one. It's a good matchup against Washington. Probably a decent game to stack. Washington versus Charlotte. Not the highest scoring game, but a close spread. Two teams that aren't the best defensively. I could see getting there. Very interesting with all the lines. So with some of these under bets, we're being told about the under. All of them seemingly have good matchups today. Definitely interesting there. All right, so let's see. Great. Osber's popping for his over or under. And which site? I'll pull that up in just a second, though, too. Let's see if I understand this question correctly. So it's just off of this. So I'm just looking at the color code that we have here, color format that we have here. Sorry. So like for Zach Edey here, all the bets correlate pretty well together right now with this one, where we'd be betting the over clearly. Whereas this one right here for Koulibaly, we'd want to be betting the under. So like we'll go back into Ja Morant for you again as well. Give me a second. So like for Ja Morant, so the projection data is like green, so it's at 7.5, 7.55. Sorry, all these are about 7 point, just slightly higher here. They're all in the green, so that's the color formatting is based off of what the PrizePicks line here of 7.5 is. So all those data points, given the DVP, given the Vegas per minute projection, which is taking his average minutes, considering the Vegas line that we have, times his projected minutes, and so that's favoring the over, his average, and then his projected as well. The projection is more based off of like DFS stuff, which tends to be slightly higher. DFS, you're trying to chase more of a ceiling rather than a floor, but still pretty darn solid. And so, yeah, all those for Josh specifically to answer your question are telling us to do that. And yeah, we'll jump back into Underdog real quick. All right, so should be able to hit a refresh here as well. All right, let me pull it up on the main slide here as well while I'm doing the refreshes as well. Just pulling up on my end. So about the same as what I'm seeing already. I was really wishing we would get some more middles. Yeah, what I'm seeing is we're still seeing those League of Legends prop bets popping. Doesn't like Hunter Solace today or Stephen Ashworth, not Ashworth. Let's see. We'll jump into a little bit more of these. All right, let me get that pulled up here for you guys to see. All right. So let's go back into Stephen Ashworth here. I want to take a deeper dive at this. So Stephen Ashworth, we are seeing his unders are somewhat favorited here. Let me zoom this out again. No, we're good. So his points and rebounds, and assists. So the data does like the under for him. We'll just see if we agree with that. Just kind of looking at his game log, going against Xavier. Okay, pretty consistent line. It is weird. Points and rebounds always seems to be the bet that's popping up the most. So, I mean, pretty consistent lines here. I like to see that. Could get there. That seems fine. I don't really want to be targeting these like blocks and steals prop bets. I don't know if you guys want to do that. They're popping up. They're fine. I don't know. I don't like targeting those ones typically. Let's see. Ethan Taylor. Jump into that. So Ethan Taylor points 12.5. We're saying we should be betting the under now. The projection data does like the over, so don't exactly love that for him. We do see the game log pretty trash. I think a lot of people are going to like seeing that. Pretty trash there for him. Does anyone know anything about Ethan Taylor? I'm going to assume no, but maybe it's again a men's boots. That game goes off at 1. Let's see here. Any other? Isaac McKinley. Under the projection data likes the over here as well. Don't like that. Again, guys, the projection data is just like a guideline for us. The bets are going to be based off of the average sportsbook line each and every day. If we can, kind of skew a bet that has a 55% edge into 55.5 or something like that by using the projection data, that's good. But end all be all in all, if we're getting a good bet that's popping up per Vegas, we're mostly going to take that. All right, PrizePicks. Let's pick up the pace here. This is really slow. That's annoying. Hopefully, is the live stream still fine on your guys' end? Was it glitching out, guys? Was the internet just glitching out there? Is it fine? That was weird. It kind of glitched out on me there. Good. Okay, good. Well, PrizePicks is just not cooperating with me right now. Okay, good. Yeah. PrizePicks not cooperating. So we'll go back into the cheat sheet here, guys. Apologies. I would love to show you the game logs like that as well. So we got Isaiah Coleman for unders rebounds. Again, the projection data does like the over there. Hunter Salas, this one was an interesting one. So we are seeing that the data is correlating here, guys. Hunter Salas for under 19.5 points on both sites. So we could run this one out. That is a pretty solid bet. Where we're seeing the projection data does agree. We're still getting it at a over 54% edge. I really like that there as well. We are seeing Chaz Laner for under his points and rebounds. Again, the projection data likes the over there, so don't exactly love that. Now, getting back into the Stephen Ashworth one, we are seeing RJ Lewis Jr. for over his fantasy score here of 30. Getting back into these two. These two are pretty darn solid. We are seeing a lot of freaking esports prop bets popping up, though, today. Bryce Williams for over his fantasy score is one I think I can get to as well, guys. This one seems to be pretty solid for us today as well. Again, we don't want to dip too low into like the 53% likelihoods, but at the same time, college basketball, understand people want to be placing bets. I know we had a question about Kansas as well earlier. Apologies for not getting to that. One bet that we're noticing here, Hunter Dickinson for under his points could be one that you're getting to. Again, only about a 53.5% chance to hit. Both PrizePicks and Underdog are agreeing with the Vegas line. The projection data is telling us to do the under. So not a huge odds, but not terrible there as well. So a decent spot that we could begin to there as well. Seeing if I'm missing anything here as well. Jump back into NBA real quick. And we'll jump into some more underdog prop bets. So yeah, someone asked I'm not giving out a direct slip. I'm just touching on all the good bets that are popping up right now. So if you guys want to place any of these, by all means, go for it. I'm more doing a live stream for you guys today. It becomes a lot slower on my end if like with the prize picks and the refreshing. I don't know if that happens to you guys, but when I do that on desktop, it just the loading time becomes so much slower. And I don't want that. Like I thought that happened during the video already. I don't want that to happen right now as well. And we should be. They should have refreshed here as well. So we should be getting some more prop bets just a second here as well. Somebody see that here. Hit another refresh. So if you guys aren't familiar, the data on my end or on the cheat sheets refresh every 30 minutes. That's my way of keeping the 9 to 5 membership down to $10 a month. If I did like every 5 minutes or whatever, or even live, it would just essentially make the price go up way too much. And I just don't want to do that. For the most part, it typically doesn't matter. Sometimes in NBA with injuries and whatnot, that can create some weird spots. But all in all, typically not needed too much. So I was like not showing up on PrizePicks. Okay. All right, give me a second here, guys. I'm going to do another, finishing up the other refresh here for both of them. Let's see here. While I'm doing that, let's pull it betr as well again. I know a lot of people aren't using betr. I do think it's a good spot to take advantage of some discounts that we typically get on their site as well. Saw an interesting spot. I'll pull that up here in just a second. All right, so let's see here. All right, so let me pull up some better stuff here as well because we're getting another discount that I didn't see just yet, and I think it's good to highlight this as well. So, what we're gonna notice here, guys, is that we're getting Cooper Flag for his for his points here, 15% off. So they're not going to be massive ever. The discounts is what I've noticed here with betr, but that's kind of okay. But the one that I noticed here is, all right, if you're thinking Hunter Dickinson, like you saw the 18.5 for the under, you don't like that. This is a decent middle. Again, we always touch on this. This should not be happening. So betr has this line of 17.5, whereas some other spots are getting him at 18.5. Probably that's telling me that the line probably should be at 18 points. Then let's see. I wanted to see if we're getting like Chaz as well. For college basketball. We are. So you could do his unders here as well if you guys like that a little bit better. I'm sure we're getting Stephen Ashworth as well. We are. So Stephen Ashworth as well. You could bet his unders there as well. So decent spots are on betr today as well. All right. If you guys are enjoying the live stream, give a thumbs up. It's not as fully fledged as I would, would typically like. Oh, we're okay. Wow. Okay, so now we're getting some better ones here as well. All right. Okay. Well, some better bets here. We'll jump back into PrizePicks. I know I just said we would do Underdog. It's kind of all over the place. This is why I like to have the streamlined videos here. So we got some people saying that we're getting some college basketball free lineup on PrizePicks as well. We'll touch on that. So I can, let's see here. I'm just getting this loaded here. So we'll jump into it. So an interesting bet that we are seeing right now, guys, for college basketball is going to be VJ for over his fantasy score here of 30.5. So the average sportsbook line, I'm going to tell you guys right now, I'm going to guess the few sportsbooks that are giving us those lines, probably DraftKings, FanDuel, they might be a little bit too high. It's probably an evaluation of their steals. Maybe one side's much higher that's pushing that up a little bit. That's the issue with having college basketball. Sometimes there's a small sample size. That's how I'm reading that, but at the same time, the PrizePicks line is still the outlier. Like they're kind of both the outlier, if that makes sense. So the average sportsbook line, again, those few sportsbooks that are drawn in, compare that against PrizePicks, you compare that against the projection data, those are both a little bit too high. But that clearly tells us that this PrizePicks line is going to be a little bit too low, right? Just looking at the data, that's a little bit too low. Now we look at his game log though. What are we going to see? We're going to see that he has been a little bit inconsistent, or not inconsistent. He's been very consistent, but he's only gotten the over twice over the last 5 games. But at least he has been consistent. Now, this is one where we're looking at this, guys. Look at the hit rate if we use that underdog line, right? The underdog line of 32.55. He hasn't gotten that over in the last 5. So that's another bet there where it is probably a little bit of a good spot to do an edge. So you'd want to use this on PrizePicks. You'd want to get your most exposure to it on PrizePicks. But if you want to run it back on Underdog, maybe bet the under there as well. It could end up hitting on both sides. Like we have seen that as well 2 times over the last 5 games. So not terrible there. Let's say Jalan Low. Another decent spot here for us. It's being slow again. There we go. All right, here we go. So his 26.5 fantasy score, we're going to see last 3 games got on the over. Like to see that there. Man. Well, I wonder what happened in these 2 games, but not a terrible line. Okay, so pretty good spot there. I mean, average sportsbook line 30. Projection day really likes the over a little bit more though, so not a bad spot there for him. So honestly, guys, like a simple college basketball bet. If you guys are doing 2 slip bet, probably just those 2. I don't mind that. If we need to do another one, we could toss in Bryce Thompson for under his points. That's another one that's popping up. And then let's see here. Any other spots? Micah Peavy as well. This was a bet that was popping up a little bit on betr as well, where we could be betting on some of his I think they're a little bit low. Let me see here. So Micah Peavy points. And I did. So I got his over points and assists earlier. Seems like they're. Let's see if that's still a good bet. Rebounds, points. Well, that's irrelevant. Doesn't matter. I already gave you guys some decent ones for betr. Let's see. Another interesting spot. Jameer Watkins for over his fantasy score. Not terrible. You could bet this on both sites. Not a massive edge compared to PrizePicks Underdog, but not bad. I'm talking about PrizePicks right now. Here, we'll get into the correct slide. Here we go. Better, sorry. Let's see. So we got a question here. We might not be getting their fantasy scores. Again, we need the full data set. We need the lines for turnovers, blocks, steals, and sometimes with blocks and steals, we don't always get those lines, or like true lines, if you will. Okay, we are. Stay away is basically the summary here. No need to bet on him for fantasy score for Cooper Flag. That's on both sites. And let's look at Raynard. I don't know. I don't think we're getting data for him just yet. Yeah, no. Let's see here. I'm saying let's see here a lot. Apologies. Looking at some middles. Yeah, Johnny, this one was interesting. So what do we do with this one? With Johnny. So probably a better bet for the under on Underdog, guys. Let's see his game log. And guys, if you are here on YouTube, leave a like. If you guys are on Twitter, thumbs up the video. I guess they're both likes. It does help out a decent amount. I appreciate you guys. So yeah, this is an interesting one. So the nice thing about PrizePicks and Underdog, they do the same scoring. And why I'm laughing is we see that looking at this game log, he has gotten the under 4 of his last 5 games on Underdog. And so this is another one where, yeah, if we're betting on him, we're definitely gonna be betting on the under on the Underdog. But like for the prop line difference to be 3.45, like we probably should be chasing the middle. Again, that should just never be happening, like really ever. So definitely an interesting spot. Um, we got another interesting stack here, I'd say, with Baylor. We got away with this one, I think, like 2 weeks ago. I believe it's for a Flex Friday slip where we were able to bet both Baylor players, I think, for their overs. But what we're clearly seeing here with the two Baylor players that I've highlighted here is PrizePicks is definitely valuing this game lower than Underdog. And again, could end up running middle here. The Underdog line seems to be much more in line with what we are seeing from the projection data, average sportsbook line data here as well. Let's just take a deeper dive into this one, see his game log. Pretty good game log. I'm okay with that. Don't like the 2 outlier games though. 30 against Cincy and then Houston, but good stretch in there. Fine with that. But again, if you're running out this one, you are probably also running out there with VJ. So that'd be a little bit of a stack you could run out there. Any other big prop line differences? Kyle Murray Bowles, he's someone that we typically see these big prop line differences with for whatever reason. There's just certain players where we see this happen a bunch. He's one of them, and it's always weird. Like PrizePicks is always the one that's a little bit lower. Underdog is always the one that's a little bit higher. Let's flip it around real quick. Are we getting any for college basketball specifically? No, not really. We're getting a lot of prop line differences for esports. Is anyone in here consider themselves like a UFC guy or MMA guy? Because I would love to play some MMA bets. I think it'd be fun. I have no knowledge of it at all. I just know that we typically get some pretty good prop line differences. I have talked to someone about coming on the channel and doing content for that. Might have to do that because it would be fun. We'll jump on into some Underdog stuff here now, guys. So we are still seeing a lot of the good prop bets that were popping up, still popping up. Let me zoom out a little bit. Oh, by the way, guys, I did push a slight update to the website. It should make it a little bit more mobile responsive, especially with some of the cheat sheets. So hopefully that helps. I bring that up because a lot of the times we have to scroll down to the bottom to zoom out or zoom in for to work a little bit better on mobile. Some people try to pinch in and pinch out, which for some iPhones, for whatever reason, it causes it to like bounce, if you will, where it's like snaps back to the original state and just like does some weird stuff. Looking at it, guys, yeah. So Chase Hunter for Under's fantasy score is still one that's popping up here for Underdog, so we can get that. Jefferson for over his fantasy score is still one that's popping up. I don't want to bet on Carband. If you guys want to, you guys can. And then Julian Reese. So this is where we see the prop line differences matter. So at 31 on PrizePicks, we probably wouldn't be placing this bet at all. Whereas we look at the line on Underdog at 33.85. Yeah, we're probably okay with betting that under. Don't like the fact that projection data is telling us to maybe chase more of the over, but kind of, oh well. Again, this is typically what we like to see. So, or typically tend to see, is that the projection data is a little bit higher. Let's see his game log. Chase is live now. Okay. Julian, I need to add the timestamp. I really do. That's what I'll do after this video, guys. That's what I'll do after this video. For sure. So we'll take a peek at Raynard as well. So we did get asked that question. Yeah, I'll be interested to see what we get for his fantasy score line. Hopefully, we get that the full line again. Turnovers and whatnot. We need that full set to give a proper line. We're getting a lot of lines though. That's nice. I wish we were getting bigger prop line differences for a lot of these spots. All right, we'll jump into NBA guys, and then we'll be getting out of here. So, let me hit a refresh on this as well. Give me a second. One more refresh, and we'll be getting out of here. Appreciate you guys all being in here as well on Saturday. Yeah, if you guys can, leave a like on the video. That does help out a lot. Oh, by the way, I did see Sleeper. I think they have a esports protected play. If you guys play on Sleeper, so I'm just going to run out a random slip there. I'm just going to use the middles that we're getting, and hopefully we can find one there. So I am kind of looking at it right now for NBA. We're really not getting massive edges, which is a little bit annoying. Let's see, PGA wise, I want to see if we're getting any middles. Most of them are going live now. Yeah, we're not for PGA. Huh. Might have one for PGA that I want to call out. Nah, not worth it. Nah. So I'll show you guys the NBA board right now for both. Not really getting that much. Whew, interesting. So manual refresh I just pushed is giving us some interesting lines on Underdog right now. I'll have to show that again. Interesting stuff, guys. Interesting stuff. All right, so we'll jump into NBA real quick, and we'll jump back into some college basketball prop bets. Again, give me a quick second here. Trying to get a slip loaded for you guys if I can. It's just both sites are so slow whenever I do a live stream in terms of getting stuff loaded onto the screen. For whatever reason, I don't know. I probably just have too many tabs open, so it prioritizes the live stream. Which, and I'll be honest, I'd rather have that. All right. Yeah, all right. I'm going to give you guys underdog slip here. This seems to be the spot today. Just with fantasy score. I don't know. I do it too much, but I enjoy betting on the fantasy score lines. I do. All right. So we'll get into that in just a second. I do want to get into NBA first, and then we'll get into to the underdog stuff that we're seeing. All right. So, yeah, NBA wise, guys, I'll pull it up. One sec. NBA wise, we're still only seeing like Alex Sarr as like the only good one. The other one, kind of okay, is Maxi for over his fantasy score. This is a spot where I would want to ideally see um, what the underdog line was, and maybe we'll get that later on today. But somewhat of a tighter board right now. But yeah, let's jump back into some of the college basketball spots. So right now, guys, Cameron Matthews for under his fantasy score is one that's popping up. Okay, so that's a good spot for us. So Johnny is now popping up as a better bet for his under. So the average sportsbook line slightly adjusted here. So already going to be a spot that we were going to bet the under on, but now it's popping up a little bit more. We're seeing a soccer prop bet pop in for over shots on target. So not exactly a spot where like if we're just doing college basketball, you don't have to do that. But obviously it's a bet that we want to be targeting. That's a solid edge for us. And so you could begin to that one. And then here's another one, guys. So Thane, Thane, Tame. Obviously a good spot for us. So average sportsbook line at 30.7. The projection data still likes the over there as well. So the nice thing about college basketball Saturdays is typically speaking, underdog is giving us these spots, guys. Very good spots for us. Robbie's still slightly popping up in there. So we got Ryan Cronwell for under his fantasy score, another one that's popping up as a good spot for us. We're still seeing Joshua Jefferson popping up as a good bet for us here as well. So lots of good spots for underdog. And again, this is underdog. So the slip that I'd be giving to you guys, instead of pulling up the screenshot, we'll just do it here. So these 5 that I've highlighted here, a good 5 slip bet. If you guys want to extend this into a 6 slip bet, you can toss in a soccer prop bet there as well. So decent spot to get to there for those bets. I'm perfectly content getting to those spots there as well. That's actually hilarious, Maddie. That's funny. I got the morning coffee going as well. That's awesome. That is awesome. Matt is super supportive to the channel, guys. He's very good in the Discord as well. That's awesome. Love that comment. Very supportive wife too, by the way. That's awesome. Give her a little slow clap as well for being supportive there. That's awesome. All right, so we're gonna jump back into PrizePicks real quick, guys. And then I wanna do this, get this video done by 12 so that I can still place some bets myself personally here, guys. All right, so here we go. So still seeing those good bets popping up. SAR. So like honestly, guys, if I had to give you guys a PrizePicks slip here, it would be like, and hopefully I can run this out as well myself. Those 3 for sure. I think I'd be fine getting to Smith for over his rebounds here. Johnny, again, we're not running his under fantasy score on PrizePicks. That is I would consider that a bad bet, even though it's obviously considered a good bet because we can place that bet on underdog. I think most people that are playing on PrizePicks are also playing on underdog and vice versa. So that's kind of what we want to be doing there. These 3 for sure right now. And as always, guys, like we wouldn't want to be doing these as a 3 slip bet. So if you guys like these 3, just do VJ with low, and then do VJ with SAR, and then do low with SAR. Like do it that way instead of doing a 3 slip bet. But you could easily do Micah PV. We are seeing Osborne popping up now as well. So re-popping up. I know Maddie mentioned that earlier as well. So he's popping up there right now for his over fantasy score. That's a good one. Coleman, rebounds. So we got a couple of rebounds bets that are kind of pushes. So chances are they're going to be getting to 5. So Smith and then Coleman. So if you guys want to run those out, you can. We are still seeing Chaz popping up in there as well. Any other spots? Cam Jones. Yeah, we typically get interesting lines with him where sometimes we've seen some big prop line differences between him and the underdog line, but right now they're pretty much on par, but still 0.85, big enough difference. So I'm fine with that. So plenty of good bets there, guys. Jameer Watkins, we're still seeing there. So plenty of good bets for college basketball today. Hopefully, you guys were able to get some slips in here and made. Let's see, two best underdog bets right now. Right now, I mean, I've just go off the board to be those two. So if you want to do that, if you, I don't know. So I don't. Long term wise, this is a terrible strategy. I shouldn't say terrible, but I wouldn't do it long term, basically. But if you are trying to just like cash consistently, as long as they keep giving us these boosts, you're not going to get rewarded as much in the long term. But if you want to run like 3 slip bets out with a boosted flex, where if 2 out of 3 hit, you're still going to get the payout, you could do that. Again, I wouldn't do that in the long term, but we are getting like a bunch of solid bets right now on underdog. So like kind of okay saying that. Think low is good for both sides. Okay, that works. Nice looking out there, Cash Hawks. So, and then let's see here. So yeah, got the underdog plays pulled up here, guys. Let's change the slide just to make it more clear. That's interesting. That's funny. Let's see. I don't know if we're getting his line. This question here from Jalen Rose. Oh yeah, we are. Okay, so mostly a stay away. I wouldn't bet that for his fantasy score on either side, unfortunately. Yeah, not worthwhile bet there. So probably staying away from that one. I mean, if you don't like the bet, obviously for Johnny, do his over. Do his over on PrizePicks. Like it's a big prop line difference. You know, that's kind of why we're going through it, right? 3.45. It's a big prop line difference. I mean, the best approach, even though the day is telling us to bet the under on both sides, the best approach would be to hope for the middle because again, let's just say 3.5, that should never ever be happening. That's pretty insane that's happening. Pretty insane. And then just real quickly, I'm going to take a peek one more time at the NBA board specifically and see if we're getting anything. That's worthwhile. We'll pull it up. Nothing great. The best edges are still in college basketball today, guys, but we'll pull these up. All right, so 2 more minutes of the live stream here, and then we'll be getting out of here. But make sure to hit that like button if you guys have not done so. That does help out a bunch. So Alex Sar still popping up. I don't exactly love it, but it's what it is. It's the best bet. We had pods over fantasy score. Not bad game log for him. Be interesting to pull up his per 36 now with Jimmy Butler on the court. Because obviously I'm looking at the game log and that's seeing very good results out of him. It's interesting. What about Philly? That sucks with Embiid. I don't know. I think it'd be rough being a Sixers fan with Embiid. Like I think if I were a Sixers fan, I would want him to be traded, but I don't know if that's how the Sixers fans feel. Gorson over rebounds. It's okay. Only got 13 minutes in his last game. Not due to foul trouble, so interesting there. See when he does get those minutes, pretty much getting there. So if he does get 27 minutes like he's projecting to get, probably will get the over. Again, these aren't, we got plenty of good college basketball prop bets, so we don't need to place these, but for that NBA audience, I want to show you guys these ones as well. Then Underdog, and then we're out. We're out of here, guys. So again, leave a like if you guys haven't. That does help out a bunch. And okay spots. Nothing too crazy here. Nothing too crazy. So yeah, guys, that is going to do it for this video. Let me just one more quick peek and make sure I'm not missing anything. But yeah, I'm going to be getting out of here. If you guys are not 9 to 5 members and you want to become 9 to 5 members, get access to all those cheat sheets that are updating, again, every 30 minutes throughout the day. Head on over to 95sports.com. You can get access to all the tools for just $10 a month. That includes fantasy golf tools. It is like fully fledged fantasy golf season, which is a fun time. So it's kind of two-tiered, the website, props content and then fantasy golf content. The nice thing is they do mix together a little bit as well with PrizePicks and Underdog. And I mentioned this a bunch. The whole reason why I like to call out betr right now is their lines for golf in some spots have been a little bit slow in the sense that we can be gaining an edge on them by betting on their PGA prop bets, and we can stack how the course is going to play. I did that twice thus far this week. Round 1 went really well. Round 2 did not go well on betr, but I also ran out some lines on Underdog because their lines were so varying. That ended up being like a push day for me as a whole for round 2. And then again today for betr, if you guys are looking for maybe a bet with the discounts that they have, Zach Johnson right now under 69.5 strokes would be a decent bet, but nothing too crazy that we have to go with. And then just looking here, guys, at the cheat sheets, basically the bets that I called out are still all the good bets. So good luck with all your bets today, guys. Appreciate everyone being here. Good luck. And as always, let's keep cashing.